Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me again. This is just an introduction to a new playlist, functional pose or functional asana series. I get asked a lot in classes and in general, one-to-ones, whatnot, about correct alignment in poses. And it depends really what you want out of the pose. It depends what you want out of your practice. I tend to teach functional asana. In a yang practice particularly, it's the strength building, just working and engaging, keeping that awareness into what is engaging, what's opening, what's lengthening. Ashtanga and Vinyasa training originally, Hatha out in India, taught me all about the alignment side of things. And when I practiced before becoming a teacher, I was, one of those people that was obsessed about, must get my body into the perfect alignment. There is no perfect alignment. Okay, with the introduction of Yin Yoga into my repertoire, if you like, my training, it taught me a lot. It opened up the world of how everybody's different, right? And every body is different. No matter how similar we look on the outside, our bodies are wired up completely different. The skeletal system's going to be different. Muscular tension's going to be different. Even skin tension's going to be different from person to person. So to say that everybody can get into a perfect pose, it's not the case, okay? There are lots of different reasons why a body won't get into a certain pose. So scrap the idea of perfect alignment, okay? And I'm not talking about perfect alignment here. I'm just engaging muscles and finding an alignment that works for you, okay? And this may not be for everybody. It's not a problem. If you don't like it, don't have to watch, There are many different teachers out there with many different styles. Which experience taught me over the last few years that there's many different students that want different things out of their practice. I'm not going to fit all of those criteria, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. It's not a problem. So yoga is an expression of our soul, isn't it? It's an outward expression. It's an inward exploration of our soul, of our mind, of our body, without judgment, without expectation. But it is an expression of who we are. And our practices, because of that, will be different. We all pursue different life paths and journeys. So why would our yoga practice be any different? Okay. And I've also, over the years, seen and experienced many teachers teaching different styles. So even within a vinyasa, say Vinyasa umbrella, you can go to one Vinyasa class with one teacher and it'll be all dynamic and free flowing and arms flailing and legs flailing around everywhere. You can go to another Vinyasa practice and it'll be very strength based, coordinated, straight bodies, alignment, pulling back, engaging the muscles. No right, no wrong. It's not a problem. Yeah? It's what you feel comfortable doing and what you want to get out of your practice. Okay, that is primarily the most important thing. Okay. Also introduced personal training with NASM and optimal performance training as well, which taught me functional use of the body as well. So I've got that background. I also practice calisthenics as a part-time hobby. So working with the body for building strength. But functional strength as well. So it's not just focusing on the single muscle to, using a weight to activate the bicep. It's about combining body parts and joints to get that functional strength so you can still move freely. And again, the two go hand in hand, yoga and calisthenics. It's ideal match made in heaven. So there's no right or wrong, is what I'm saying basically. There's no right or wrong in what you do. There's no right or wrong in how you practice. It's just about connection. Connection prevents injury. I've had or heard many people, even yoga teachers over the years, especially you see yoga teachers breaking free with this new style of yoga because yoga's bad for you and it injures you. It's not yoga that injures you, it's your ego that injures you. It's your unwillingness to accept that your body won't go into a position, or your desire to keep up with the person next to you and practice to their body type when your body type is not their body type. Yet you find that you must get into the same shape as the person next to you, otherwise you're not good enough. Nonsense. So always practice connected to your body. Yeah. Forget anybody else in the room, even the teacher at times. Now, if the teacher says, do this, engage your bum, drive the hips up, get into a deep back bend, if your body doesn't want to do it, don't do it, ever. And that goes into everyday life as well. Somebody's telling you to do something in your body and it doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. Simple as. So yeah, always listen to your body over your ego. Always listen to your body over any instructor. You know, if you need to child's pose for 45 minutes in a practice, you child's pose for 45 minutes in a practice. But this series, I'll be breaking down individual poses. It may be good for you. It may teach you a few things or two, and you may take some of what I'm telling you into your practice. You know, take what resonates and leave the rest. This is the same with anything in life. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay. This will be great for some people and not so great for other people, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But we'll just be breaking down individual poses as we go through, and then probably introducing kind of transitions from pose to pose. So I'm just going to go into a demonstration of plank, dropping down through chaturanga, and then going into an upward dog. So I'm going to start in downward dog. I'm going to roll forward into plank, and this is what I've deemed the woo flow. So downward dog into plank, lower through chaturanga, and then coming into an up dog. Okay, this is one way that I see this sequence done. And you just got to ask yourself what you're gaining out of if you do it like this. There's nothing wrong if that's an expression and you feel comfortable doing it and you're not causing yourself any injury or pain. Carry on doing it. But just what are you getting out of it for your body? Okay, so I'm going to start in downward dog. Chest back towards the thighs. Soften the knees if you need to. A little rounding of the shoulders here. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I can break down this pose in a bit. But the woo variation, we tend to see the bum stays up in the air, the shoulders go down, and they collapse here, and then roll through, and then come up. Okay, it's very nice, very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. But what are you getting apart from major lower back compression? Okay, I'll just demo it one more. You come forward, the bum stays up, you drop the arms. The bum stays up all the way, and then you come through. Okay, all I feel there, real deep lower back compression. Okay, so this is the collapse to chaturanga. Starting in downward dog again, you see people, they come forward, they drop to their knees, their bellies hit the floor, and then they're there. They're in there, cobra almost. There's no real transition from pose to pose to pose. They just fall to the floor. Again, what are you getting out of it? What are you strengthening? What are you toning? What are you engaging? You know, it's just questions to ask yourself. This one is another one where it's kind of a merge. People merge 3 or 4 different poses into one kind of movement without breaking it down separately. So they kind of come from their downward dog, and as they roll through, they kind of hit a plank, but then the hips continue down to the floor, and then they just lift up, and then all of a sudden they're in some sort of up dog cobra hybrid with, again, major compression into the lower back. You've got to be mindful of this kind of thing. Oh, hands are so bad. People's just dumping all their weight into the wrists. You know, fingers coming up. I'll come into this later. But even when you're transitioning, you want to keep those hands down. But it's just major lower back compression. So just think, if you're one of these, if you're coming through, you drop into the knees and just dropping, lifting the head. What are you gaining out of the pose physically? You know, just again, it's that awareness into your practice that we need to explore, that we're going to explore moving through this series. Okay? So I'm going to do it a little bit more functionally. These are just examples. I'm going to go into the series and break down these poses individually. So this is just a quick example for the opening video, which is probably too long already. So, downward dog. You know, we would roll forward to plank. I'm not worried about the breath in a minute. Roll forward to plank. So my bum's not up. It's a nice line from the shoulders down through the hips. You know, you can drop to your knees. I'm not going to do it on my knees this time, but we lower through chaturanga. Take the chest to the floor, nice straight line. We stop. Then we pull the body through and up. So we're lengthening the heart away from the hips, reducing that lower back compression. Engage the core to lift up through the belly and go back. Downward dog. Okay? Just one more time. Rolling forward to plank. Engage the core to hold here. Again, I'm going to break these down individually. Strong in the arms, strong in the core, strong in the back as you lower through. When you get to a point, upper arms parallel to the floor. Roll over the toes. Sweep up. Maybe we're taking the gaze up. Engage the core. Lift. Back. To your downward dog. That's an example of a little bit more functional movement through that little series. Downward dog, plank, chaturanga, up dog. Okay? If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell button so you get notifications of future videos. And share with your friends. Your support is appreciated. Dhanyavad.